Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sheen,
I'm Johnny.
and this is Think Harder. We talk about politics, what's going on in popular culture, what's going on in the news. We talk about science matters, religion, things that's going on that affects our daily lives. Basically, current
Events and
events,
yeah.
current events, things like that. Check out our other videos. If you like what we do, please consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing. It really helps out the channel. So what we're going to talk about today.
Automation.
Okay, cool.
Since you're wearing the Andrew Yang shirt,
Yeah, he talks a lot about automation.
he talks a lot about automation, and
Yeah,
we're a Yang fan, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a secret. So, is it real?
yeah.
Is it real? Is it really a threat that he talks about?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as it's real, I mean, you just look around in in your daily lives and how much automation has kind of replaced a lot of things that you see. This is like just in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's for real for sure. Now you go to McDonald's, you go to a lot of fast food
Yeah, you order
restaurants.
from the kiosk, right?
Yeah, if you say, even my little nephew, like he was like showing me how to do it,
Yeah, but it's
So
like they only have one. Like they might have like two cashiers, and it's
yeah,
like the older people that don't know how to.
yeah, how to do it.
Oh,
Yeah, my dad
how
was
do you do
struggling.
this, Sonny?
Yeah, my dad was definitely struggling. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so it is real. But do you think it's really a threat, or is it something we just gonna have to embrace it? Is it gonna create more jobs instead of taking away jobs?
Right.
That's the question.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see any data out there that talks about that?
Yeah.
Or
So that like I try to research like how many jobs have been created
yeah,
due to automation, but like those numbers are hard to come by. If anybody out there can get some solid numbers
yeah,
and from a reliable source, please link it put it in a comment. But as far as like I've researched, I mean I've researched a lot of things that says, oh yes, automation has taken away this many jobs,
yeah,
but also on the flip side, other publications that say, oh, automation has also created this many jobs, and like one says it's higher, one says it's lower.
yeah.
So I can't really find a source that just definitively are from like the government that just says, these are the X amount of jobs that were created, and these are the amounts X of jobs that we were lost, that
Yeah.
were lost.
Yeah, my personal opinion is it's gonna take away mindless job that doesn't really it can take anybody,
Yeah,
with any sense of intelligence,
right,
they can do it. It's a multitasking, not multitasking like easy tasking.
right,
Those jobs are gonna be gone.
yeah,
But these are machines. If you work any place, machine breaks down. They need repair. They need a lot of maintenance. So those jobs can be created. So you're gonna
right,
have to have a lot more engineers. You're gonna have to have a lot more
right,
programmers, and so I think it might create more jobs. It's
right.
gonna
So
create more higher thinking type of
right, right.
jobs.
So you're getting rid of a lot of low-level entry jobs,
Yeah,
and create more kind of engineers and software engineers and higher level
yeah,
positions.
positions.
Right.
But thing is, our education system is it ready for that? That's another question.
Well, yeah, I mean that is a big issue because I mean, really, there is a shortage of engineers, like good qualified
Yeah.
engineers. That's why we have a lot of people come from other countries,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they're hired by all these big tech companies because
And
there's just a shortage of engineers in the whole world. Period.
yeah, and they do really well, and they come over here in this country. They do really well. I think that's one of the reasons the whole Trump thing, make America great again. America needs to have better paying jobs, and the problem is I feel like in this country in general, like, people don't like math as much, math and science compared to all the Asians country. I
Yeah.
think people over there excels way more on this type of subject. So you just can't escape it. I think it's coming. If you want to be top of the world, top of the, you need to be really good in science and math.
Right.
There's no escape on it.
Yeah.
So Andrew Yang, I feel like maybe it is an exaggeration to a limit. Maybe yeah, it is coming, but I can see it creating a lot more jobs.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
any technology there's always flaws. Nothing's
Yes, I
perfect.
mean, as far as like in our previous history,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been discussed upon before, with the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
and now with this current revolution of artificial intelligence. In the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
came, a lot of machines came in,
Yeah.
and all these machines, I mean, they're not intelligent machines; they're just
Yeah.
machines that were able to produce, 100 times
Faster
more
than
and
more
faster than
yeah.
humans, and
Yeah.
everyone was afraid that all these jobs were lost, and of
Yeah.
course, all these jobs were lost. But
Yeah.
we did get through it, and then more different jobs were created.
Yes, that's the argument. Even, I mean, the unemployment rate has been almost the lowest ever.
Right.
If technology, I mean, you do see new technology, you do see machines taking over people's jobs, but unemployment rate at the same time has been the lowest
Right.
in the country.
Yeah, yeah. So unemployment numbers, I'll put up on the screen. Unemployment numbers have been decreasing. Numbers are there and they're good to look at, but
Yeah.
you also have to consider like how are these numbers being presented?
Yeah.
Because a lot of numbers being presented can be presented from one side and make it look good for one side and
Yeah.
make it look bad for the other side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, how you get the data is it's important.
Right.
You know.
So I would consider like yes, unemployment is lower, just look around. Just look around in your own neighborhood, in your society. Just think about it. Like when you go to the grocery store
Yeah.
5 years ago, you could probably count the cashiers. I don't know. Let's just pretend there's 10 cashiers.
Yeah.
And now you have automatic checkout, and of course the corporation will like say, you don't
Yeah.
have to pay. You don't have to. You just pay one time,
Yeah.
or you might need to pay like a maintenance for the machines.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pay retirement. You don't have to pay like 401k,
Yeah.
healthcare. You don't have to pay the
Yeah, so they're saving.
hourly
They're
salary.
definitely saving a lot of money. But at the same time, like I heard that argument all the time. I was thinking recently. I mean, maybe the new technology will cut out this middleman. You don't need a grocery store anymore. You can go buy directly from your farmers. Maybe they could have a drone system that they can drop, whatever produce you need directly to you, and you cut out all this corporation. You cut out all this other way. So that in a way, it could cut costs.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, the future could go either way, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to predict the future.
Yeah.
But I would just say is like if you just look around just think about it yourself. Just look around in your society, and for each of these kiosks that used to be there,
Yeah.
it took away how many human jobs. And just when next time you go out into your neighborhood, just pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And so for sure it has been taking away jobs.
Yeah.
And I could see for certain sectors it'll be a lot faster. And like I'm a big believer that self-driving vehicles are just around the corner.
Yeah.
And who knows? No one's going to be able to predict the future. But
Yeah.
let's just say if that does happen, and let's just say in the next 5 years, one of the biggest things that Andrew Yang does talk about is truck drivers.
Yeah.
And those statistics are out there. You can look it up, how many truck driving jobs there are. I mean, the U.S. was built on the highway system.
Yeah.
All our stuff comes to the port, and from the port, it gets trucked to everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest jobs that really has the economy keep on moving
Yeah.
is trucking jobs. And so there are companies already working on automatic trucks, and they are driving already right now as we
Yeah.
speak.
Truck. It's about to take a left turn into oncoming traffic. So with their sensors,
Intersection clear. Left turn.
it's accelerating on its own, it's braking on its own, it's steering on its own. So trucking in the United States is like a $700 billion a year industry, and it employs 1.8 million people. Thus far, it's been pretty immune to the changes of globalization and technology, but that's about to change with technology like this.
Left turn. Inland highway.
There's an operator here, there's a safety engineer here, because they're still experimenting, it's still kind of in development.
Speed limit 65.
Have you put your hand on the wheel at any point? I don't know. This is like a pretty complex traffic situation. There are cars merging, there are cars passing us. This truck is changing lanes to go around slow traffic, anticipating when people are stopping.
And so if these jobs are taken away, so you're looking at within a 5-year span.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact number is. We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
So if it's a gradual thing, it's adaptable.
Yeah.
But if it's like just within a 3 to 5 year span,
Yeah.
that's going to cause some issues because if you're a truck driver, you're most likely a truck driver because that's the best job that you can do, and truck drivers make a good amount of money.
Yeah.
But it's kind of unrealistic to say, oh well, now your truck driving job is gone. Well, we're going to train you to be a software engineer.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
It's not. You can't retrain somebody, especially older individual to
Yeah.
to be competitive with a 20-year-old that went to
Yeah.
school and grew up on software and technology.
Yeah.
So I would just say look around and just think for yourself. Is it really a threat? Like I said, I think some sectors yes, and some
Yeah.
sectors no. For instance, Andrew Yang does talk about like artificial intelligence and computers are able to recognize different shades of gray.
Yeah.
A lot better than the human eye.
Yeah.
And so like radiology
Yeah.
looks at a lot of black and white and gray
yeah.
images.
Yeah, anything that has to do with data and looking at multiple things,
Right.
you can't beat a machine.
Yeah.
But they have other tasks they do. That's not all they do.
Right. But it would take a while. It would take out a huge portion
of what they do. Yeah.
And so like that displacement
Yeah.
would be like how many jobs would that displace
I'm a radiologist. I feel like
versus how many jobs does it really create?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you need more people that do the software, but I mean,
I feel like in medicine in general, though, there's always jobs being created.
Yeah.
Always things that surgeons should do all this stuff. All of a sudden, there's multiple people doing, same thing. Now you have
anesthesiologists.
anesthesiologists, they have that part of it. So it's like, surgeons used to do a lot of things. Even pathologists used to do a lot of things, or so now there's histology part of it. There's all these little compartments that are created. Yeah, so there's always new jobs to be created. Yeah, that part might be gone. The machine might be doing it. I'm pretty sure there'll be something else that shows up that we're not even thinking about right now.
Right. Yeah. I'm not that. I'm a little more pessimistic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do believe, yes, there are obviously going to be more jobs that are going to be created, but I personally don't see that more jobs outnumbering the jobs that it takes away. I do agree that the new jobs that it does create are going to be higher level jobs.
Yes.
And it replaces the lower level jobs, and that in itself is an issue also, because I mean, when you're 16 and you're like just working for the summer, it used to be you could have a lot of these jobs, but they're all getting replaced by automation and artificial intelligence.
Well, the future will be maybe you don't need to work that much. It has to be some type of a universal basic income.
That's the whole that's the whole platform. Is like what would you do if so many people lost their jobs in let's just say a 5 to 7 year span, and they're unable to find another job.
What do you think about the idea of people, let's say they lost their job, now they're angry, and then they, tells their politician, hey, create a law that says you cannot use this type of technology. I think Oregon and some other states too, you still have people that pumps your own gas.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the law. So what do you think about that?
I mean, that's just basically holding back evolution and capitalism. And it's like if we do it, okay, fine, but it's like other countries are gonna just move on with it, and we're just gonna be left behind.
If they move on with it, aren't they gonna have the same problem? Are they gonna have people in their society losing jobs?
They will have people losing jobs, but their society and their technology as a whole will be more advanced than we do. If we say, okay, well, we're not gonna let this software develop in our country. We're not going to let these robots develop in our country. So then other people will be able to do it. So other people are going to be more efficient than we are.
I mean, in some way, it has to balance out. If you don't have the consumer to buy your product, who are you going to sell it to? There has to be a crowd of people that's willing to buy your product. If they're not willing to buy your product, then
I get your point. But I mean, that's kind of the same thing. I remember like when Uber first started, Uber and Lyft, like in New York City or a lot of the major cities, all the taxi drivers were like, coming together as a union, their union was coming together and saying, we need to stop this. We need to, not let Uber and Lyft into the city. And it's like, and my argument is like, well, I mean, that's just evolution. It's just a new technology. Somebody had an idea, and it's capitalism at its finest. Somebody had an idea. It made money. People liked it. People wanted it, and it's growing. So.
But they adapted. That's the thing, though. Now, I mean, there's still yellow cabs around. Right. Last time I went to New York, they're still around, and they adapted to the Uber. They have their own, kind of a Uber app type of deal. You can do the same thing you do with Uber.
Right.
You can even call them. Like it's.
But it took away, a big chunk of their
income,
revenue.
But even I don't know, like people are not making a lot of money being an Uber driver. The idea is it's good for the people that owns the app and they're doing pretty well. But it's not something you can make a big living out of it,
I don't know. I mean, it probably won't replace, a steady job with healthcare and everything. And
that'll be the teenage job you were talking about earlier. So what do you do? So that's what teenagers will do.
I mean, and that's the thing. Is like that's the other argument that I see brought up is like, yes, like unemployment is lower, but again, like. It used to be like people had jobs that had pension, had healthcare, had either like a 401k or like a pension, like I said. But now some of these jobs are lost for more than one reason. Automation is one of them, but there are other reasons. And they're getting kind of replaced by these type of jobs like an Uber driver or people that charge those scooters. Like all these other jobs that these people are not looking for jobs, so their numbers don't show up in the unemployment numbers. But now they're doing jobs like Uber, DoorDash, things like this. So yes, they're not technically unemployed, but is that job comparable to the job that they used to have? That paid their healthcare.
I mean,
and things
eventually,
like
I can see it. I think people get smart. People are like, hey, why the hell are we using an Uber app? The reason they're using the app is very popular. Maybe they'll come up with their own app. Maybe a group of teenagers will get together, like in San Antonio or whichever city they live in, and say, you know what, we'll have our own little app, we'll give our own little number, and we will take away the business that Uber has. I think that's how it that's how it evolves. I mean, you'd be surprised. People are creative, and even in Queens, I remember there's some cab driver. They're competitive. They're like, okay, we'll charge even cheaper than what Uber does. You know, they have their own car, and basically they pass around a card.
Yeah.
So just call my number anytime, whatever, and I'll come get you. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there'll always be like a niche,
Yeah.
but as far as, I mean, that's kind of like, Amazon is here to stay. There's like
Yeah.
there's no one's once you've become so big,
Yeah.
I don't think it's you're able to get it back to what it used to be. I mean, you'll always have your little niche and your own private customers that
Yeah.
will probably choose you over the big guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely when these corporations come in, they change the landscape
Yeah.
for.
I mean, the reason
forever.
I take Uber is because it's cheaper. If somebody else said, "Hey, I can do even cheaper," I will do it the cheaper route.
Yeah.
You know, there are some taxis that will do it cheaper than what Uber can do,
Yeah.
like in certain areas. You know, but they're not global like Uber is. So I feel like, I mean, people will take some of their jobs away, like take some of the Uber customers away, create their own thing eventually. I think it evolves. I think it always evolves in some way somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as our topic,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think automation is here. It's here to stay,
Yeah.
and it's going to change our society. Already has changed our society. It's going to change a lot of jobs and what new jobs are available.
Yeah.
And so, like, one of the things that Andrew Yang does talk about is like, you know, we don't. I mean, we push our children to get into these jobs that are like, quote unquote high paying jobs.
Yeah.
And become a doctor, become a radiologist, or like all these jobs that are able. I mean, maybe not in the next 5 years, maybe not in 10 years, but they are able to be replaced.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with data. I mean, like a radiologist looks at images and he's referencing images in his mind that he's looked at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what all humans do. Like, it's like, oh, I saw this before. I know what this is.
Yeah.
Right. You're never going to be better than a computer at that. A computer has infinite amount of data
Yeah.
that they could reference, right? That the software can reference. So, like, jobs that are not being pushed, that are in like other countries, like vocational training school,
Yeah.
like, instead of like a traditional 4-year college.
Yeah.
Like,
4-year college is dead. I think it's coming.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all technical. Yeah, technical school that you get your certification to do certain specific,
Yeah, and I mean, in other countries, like there's a lot higher percentage of people that do go to like a certificate program that you're just trained in some trade.
Yeah.
And like those things, I think, are not being pushed as much in the States, in the United States.
Yeah.
The United States is more like you got to go to college.
Yeah, you gotta have it broader in your mind and all that,
Right.
which is good if college was really cheap.
Yeah,
if it was really cheap, and then so go ahead.
I mean,
but
it's all money making.
Yeah.
They're
but it's changing.
the college makes money, and
Yeah.
and society pushes you to go to college. But,
Yeah.
But like,
Well, they have a technical, like if you want to be a doctor, you have to go through a college. I mean, you don't have to technically, but the credit that required you to might as well have a bachelor degree.
Yeah.
So I think that, there's laws out there, that creating all this problem. It's not, even if you wanted to learn right away, certain skill right after you're 18, they don't allow you. They're like, oh no, you need this and this and this. You need history. You need
Yeah,
this.
well,
and
yeah,
that.
everybody in that ladder has to make some money off of you before you get your
Yeah.
your certification.
But eventually people will be exposed, I think, and it'll change. But I think the computer world is a little different,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, in the business and computer world, it's like, I mean, if you could show what you can do,
Yeah.
that's
what you need.
that's
Yeah.
more than enough, proof that you're
You're qualified to do
qualified.
it. I mean, that's why medicine's so expensive, I think. They
Yeah.
don't allow you to do that. It's very controlled.
Yeah,
But,
but I mean, as far as like those vocational jobs or vocational schools that just train for a specific job, like those jobs are actually some of them are actually really well-paying jobs, and that are very difficult to be replaced by automation. Like being a plumber, being like a AC technician,
Yeah.
even the arts, like
Yeah.
like theater, writing, poetry, things like this.
Yeah.
You will never be able to be replaced.
Yeah.
Critical thinking jobs,
Yeah, it's never going to be
creative
replaced.
jobs, creating things. Like those are not in the near future going to be replaced.
Yeah.
And like I said, like a plumber, like the movements of your hands
Yeah.
are infinitely better and faster
Yeah.
than a robot.
There's going to be a lot of maintenance jobs. That's what I'm banking on. I mean,
Yeah.
automation will take away a lot of that, but there'll be a lot of maintenance jobs. There'll be a lot more people flying. There's going to be a lot of aircraft maintenance, any type of machine maintenance. I think there has to be. There's always a need for machine maintenance.
Right.
They always need it.
I mean, as far as I see it, like in our society, like we're mostly pushing people to go to 4-year colleges and to
Yeah.
become either like a lawyer or a doctor or like
Yeah.
that's like kind of seen as like the best
Yeah,
job
yeah.
out there. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's all these other jobs that are more
So I can see
technical
like
and
the
critical
truck
thinking.
driver, like they might know the truck pretty well. They know how to maintain a truck and all that. Even if there's technology, they might learn how to, I don't know, whatever is driving the truck needs maintenance.
Yeah.
They might go into that or something else. So for me, I'm not as a little bit more optimistic. I feel like there will be a lot more jobs and we're not realizing it yet. But it just like in conclusion, I think it'll just create a lot more higher thinking jobs, and all the mundane jobs will be all
Right.
all gone. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that part for sure. It's like, all the low level jobs will be gone.
Yeah.
The quickest. Except truck driving. I mean, truckers make a good amount of money. I think they're like in the 60, 70,000 range.
Yeah, 67,000.
So they make a good amount of money, but it is like a what's the word, like a mundane job. Like
Yeah.
you're basically just driving long distance.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a lot of patience. There's timing issues,
Yeah.
and it's not easy to maintain a truck and drive. There's a lot of road hazard. So even with the automation of trucks, and I mean, I'm not convinced it's gonna be like the technology is perfect. If there's snow, there's ice, how are they machines gonna be able to manipulate all that like it's just as good as human? I mean, they probably will, but I can see there's being problems.
Yeah, I mean, I can see there being problems, but when there's money involved and you tell a corporation that
Yeah.
that truck driver that you were paying $70,000
Yeah.
a year, and then you had to pay for their health care, and then you had to pay for workman's comp if they got injured, and oh, by the way, they can only drive, I think it's
Yeah.
like 14 hours a day, because the law is like you can only drive 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
Well, we got a self-driving truck that
Yeah.
can drive 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay for any of that. So
Yeah.
that is incentive to get this machine working perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
And money talks. So I think that's, I mean, there will be issues, but
Yeah.
because there's so much money involved and
Yeah.
corporation can save this much money, that makes the technology moves. A
Yeah,
lot
that's the part
faster.
I'm interested in. How much is really getting saved then? Like sometimes those technologies are not cheap. Anything that's new, they're pretty expensive. They might sell it pretty cheap, and then like, oh, you need maintenance. So well, that's you got to have a contract with us for this, and we'll come and do it and fix
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't question the numbers, but I mean, a human driver that can only drive 14, I think it's 14 hours a day,
Yeah.
versus a machine
Machine
that can
all
drive
night long.
24
Yeah.
hours a day.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably just made up your money right there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's coming. Embrace it, and
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right, guys, that's our topic.
Yeah.
Please comment, see if you agree with us, what your opinions are. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Give a thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and we'll catch you in the next one.
All right. What do we got on average? Like 5?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sheen.
I'm Johnny. I wasn't laughing before. I don't know. Hold on. Okay. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sheen.
This is Johnny.
We're talking about, I won't say that.
Automation.
Yeah, but well, let's start over.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is.
You're
Hey guys.
I'm Johnny.
All right, tears out. Hey guys, I'm Sheen,
I'm Johnny.
and we're Think Harder.
All right.
All right.
Get out of your system. Jerk off if you need to. We're not doing that. I'm just kidding about that.
This will be in the bloopers.
Right. Blooper rolls ahead.
Oh shit. Okay.
Anything that has to do a lot of hand movements and a lot of, you have to, critical thinking and all that.
Grocery store, a lot of them are going to the automatic checkouts, and I personally love it because I just get in and out. But
You cut that part out, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's for real, for sure. What was that? You can see people like watching it. Did you just stick it out?
to be like 10,000 views.
Right.